When Boo prevailed Part 1. The breaking point. The Kaioshin realm trembled beneath their feet. Goku's GI was torn, blood trickling from the corner of his mouth as he struggled to maintain his Super Saiyan 3 form. His hair, that magnificent golden mane that reached down to his waist, flickered like a dying flame. "You're strong, Boo," Goku wheezed, his aura sputtering. "But I won't let you destroy everything." Majin Boo giggled, that childlike laugh that made him seem innocent, despite the devastation he'd caused. His pink, malleable body bounced as he hovered in the air, seemingly untouched by the battle. "Boo, getting bored now?" "You turn into smoke soon, just like all the others." Goku knew he was running out of time. Super Saiyan 3 drained his energy too quickly. His body couldn't maintain it much longer. He'd already been dead once. This borrowed time in the living world was burning through him like fire through paper. "Vegeta," Goku thought desperately, glancing at his rival's fallen form nearby. "I'm sorry. Looks like I won't be able to finish this after all." He gathered every ounce of remaining ki for one final Kamehameha. Blue energy crackling around his palms as he thrust them forward. Kamiyami, but his form flickered. The golden hair receded, his muscles deflated back to his base form. He was out of energy. The incomplete Kamehameha wave dispersed harmlessly as Goku fell to one knee. Gasping, he looked up to see Boo's antenna twitching with curiosity. "You all done now?" Boo asked, tilting his head. Goku smiled weakly, that same carefree smile he'd worn throughout his life. "Yeah, I guess I am. Go ahead, Boo. Do what you're gonna do." Boo raised his hand, and pink energy began to gather at his fingertips. Baba Go. The beam shot forward and Goku's vision went white. Part 2. A world of candy. When Majin Boo destroyed the last true threat to his existence, something unexpected happened. He didn't feel joy or satisfaction. He felt empty. He floated above the Kaioshin realm, looking down at what he'd done. Goku was gone, turned into a chocolate statue that Boo had absently consumed. Vegeta remained unconscious. Defeated, the Supreme Kai was hiding somewhere, too weak to matter. "Boo won," he said to himself, but there was no one left to celebrate with. No one left to fight. No one left to acknowledge his victory. He returned to Earth, that strange blue and green planet where all the interesting people lived. But when he arrived, he found it eerily quiet. Most of humanity had already been turned into candy or destroyed in his earlier rampage. The cities stood empty, monuments to a civilization that no longer existed. Boo floated through the abandoned streets of what used to be West City. The silence was deafening. For the first time in his existence, Majin Boo felt something other than hunger or amusement. He felt lonely. Part 3. The Pink Tyrants. The Dilemma days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Boo had tried to find entertainment at first. He'd destroyed buildings, reshaped landscapes, even created elaborate structures out of candy just to knock them down again. But without anyone to terrorize, without anyone to react to his actions, it all felt meaningless. He found Hercules' puppy, B, hiding in the ruins of a small town. The dog whimpered and ran at first, but Boo followed it, curious. He remembered another dog, another time when things had been ... different. When he'd almost been kind. "Little dog," Boo called out. "Boo won't hurt you." The dog kept running. Boo's antenna drooped. Even the animals feared him now. He was the undisputed ruler of Earth, the strongest being in the universe, and yet he'd never felt so powerless. He found himself at Kami's Lookout, the floating palace where the Earth's guardian once resided. The Dragon Balls sat dormant in the throne room. Boo stared at them with his simple, childlike mind trying to understand their purpose. "Magic balls," he muttered. "Boo, remember, these grant wishes." But Boo didn't know how to summon He didn't know the words, didn't understand the ritual. He sat surrounded by the potential for miracles, unable to access them. Part 4. The underground. What Majin Boo didn't know was that not everyone had perished. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, in a hastily constructed bunker, a handful of survivors remained. Bulma sat at a makeshift computer terminal, her face illuminated by the blue glow of the screen. Around her gathered the last remnants of Earth's defenders. A crippled Piccolo, missing his right arm. Krillin, scarred and weary. Andro Dieciocha, her mechanisms damaged but functional. And Gohan, who had survived his battle with Super Boo through sheer luck and the intervention of the Supreme Kai at the last moment. But Gohan was different now. He sat in the corner, staring at his hands. Thy hands that had once held ultimate power, that had been strong enough to defeat Cell. Te trembled, I couldn't save him, Gohan whispered. I couldn't save any of them. Bulma's voice was sharp, cutting through his despair. Feeling sorry for yourself won't bring them back. We need to think. We need a plan. What plan? Krillin asked, his voice hollow. Goku and Vegeta are gone. The fusion Dans die with them. We don't have the strength to fight Boo. Then we find another way. Piccolo growled, his Namekian pride refusing to accept defeat. The Dragon Balls are useless without Dend, Bulma interrupted. And Dend is dead. Unless ... double quotes, her fingers flew across the keyboard. Unless we could somehow reach New Namek, their Dragon Balls might still work. Reach New Namek? Android 80 scoffed. With what ship? The last functioning spacecraft was destroyed when Boo obliterated Capsule Corp. I can build another, Bulma said, with determination. It'll take time, but I can do it. Gohan finally looked up, and there was something new in his eyes. Not hope, but resolution. How much time? 6 months, maybe less, if I have help. Then we have 6 months to stay hidden, Gohan said, standing. 6 months to survive, and then we change the game. Part 5. The nature of evil Boo's Alonius transformed into something darker. Frustration. Anger. He began to understand why Babidi had been so obsessed with control, why power alone wasn't enough. He started experimenting with his abilities in new ways. He absorbed objects, animals, even the planet's energy itself, trying to feel something other than this gnawing emptiness. He created clones of himself, dozens of little Boos that he could interact with, but they were just extensions of himself. They couldn't provide the genuine connection he craved. One day, floating above the ocean, Boo had a realization. He remembered the fat Manahakul, who had been kind to him, who had given him that strange feeling in his chest, that warmth. Hercule had called it friendship. Friend, Boo said aloud, testing the word Boo on friend. But how could he make friends when everyone was gone? When everyone feared him? His simple mind worked through the problem. If everyone was gone, then Boo needed to bring them back. He could do that. He had absorbed the Grand Supreme Kai, gained his powers. Somewhere in his being was the ability to heal, to restore. Boo concentrated, reaching deep into the memories that weren't quite his own. Pink energy began to swirl around him, different from his destructive power. This was gentler, warmer. He thrust his hands toward the earth below. "Come back!" he screamed. "Everyone, come back! Boo wants to play!" Part Vi. Resurrection in the underground bunker. Alarms suddenly blared. "Energy spike!" Bulma shouted. "Massive keys signatarets Boo." "But it's different." The energy pattern as she stopped, her face going pale. "Oh no, oh no, no, no." "What?" Gohan demanded. "What is he doing?" "I don't know, but it's affecting the entire planet. The readings are off the charts. Above ground, reality itself seemed to shimmer. In cities across the world, piles of candy began to glow with pink light. The chocolate statues, the cookies and sweets that had once been people, started to transform back into their original forms. Humans gasped as they suddenly found themselves alive again, confused and terrified. They looked around at the destroyed world, at each other, and then began to scream. But something was wrong. The people Boo had resurrected weren't quite the same. They moved stiffly, their eyes glazed. They were alive, technically, but their wills were not entirely their own. They were puppets, brought back by Boo's magic, but still connected to him, their minds influenced by his desires. Friends, Boo shouted joyfully, flying down to greet the resurrected masses. Boo made friends. The people stared at him. Their fear was still there, but it was muted, suppressed by the magical connection that bound them to their resurrector. When Boo approached them, they didn't run. They couldn't run. "Play with Boo," he demanded, and the people began to move, organizing games and activities, their movements wooden but compliant. Boo laughed with delight, but deep in the back of his mind, in the small part of him that had once belonged to the Grand Supreme Kai, there was a whisper. This isn't friendship. This is slavery. Part 7. The Broken World. 6 months later, Earth was a twisted parody of civilization. Majin Boo had rebuilt cities, according to his whims, buildings, shaped like candy, streets that curved in impossible ways, parks filled with creatures he'd created from his imagination. The resurrected humans lived in this bizarre landscape, going through the motions of life, but never truly free. They threw parties to Boo. They played his games. They told him he was wonderful and strong and the best friend anyone could ask for, and he believed it at first, until he noticed the emptiness in their eyes. "Why are you not happy?" Boo asked a woman one day, genuinely confused. "Boo brought you back. You should be happy." The woman smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "I am happy, Lord Boo. So very happy." The words were right, but something was wrong. Boo could feel it. This wasn't the same as when Hercule had smiled at him. This wasn't real. Meanwhile, in space, a small spacecraft broke through Earth's atmosphere. Bulma had done it. He'd built a ship capable of traveling to Nuname. Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin had made the journey, found the Namekian Dragon Balls, and made their wishes. The first wish: revive everyone killed by Majin Boo, who was an evil. Porunga, the Namekian Draga, granted it immediately. Across the cosmos, on the Kaioshin realm, Goku's body reformed. His eyes snapped open. But where he looked around, saw Vegeta stirring nearby. "Vegeta, you're alive." "Of course I'm alive," Kakarot Vegeta snarled, though his voice carried relief. "What happened?" "The last thing I remember is that pink idiot firing at you." The Supreme Kai appeared. Trembling Majin Boo prevailed. He defeated you both, but who? We've been wished back. Part 8. The final gambit, the second wish, had been to teleport all the warriors to Earth. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks, and Goten materialized in the underground bunker, ready for battle. But when they emerged to the surface, they found a world they barely recognized. "What did he do?" Goten whispered, staring at the candy-colored architecture and the strangely docile population. Goku's expression was grave. "He won. This is what winning looks like for Boo." They found Majin Boo in the center of West City, surrounded by humans who were mechanically celebrating his presence. The demon looked up as the Z-Fighters appeared, and for a moment, confusion crossed his face. You back." Boo's voice was uncertain. "But Boo killed you, made you into chocolate." "Yeah, about that," Goku said, dropping into a fighting stance. "Looks like we get a rematch after all." But Vegeta held up his hand. "Wait." He stepped forward, studying Boo carefully. "Look at him, Kakarot." "Really? Look." Goku paused, then extended his senses. What he felt from Majin Boo wasn't the wild, chaotic energy he'd sensed before. It was subdued, almost. "Sad Boo," Gohan called out. "What did you do to these people?" "Made them alive again." Boo replied defensively. "Made them be Boo's friends." "These aren't your friends," Piccolo said coldly. "You've enslaved them." "No!" Boo's power flared, and the humans around him flinched. Boo gave them life. They're happy. They. His voice faltered. They're supposed to be happy. Part X. Understanding in that moment, Goku made a choice. Instead of attacking, he powered down completely and walked toward Boo. Vegeta cursed but didn't stop him. "Hey, Boo," Goku said casually, as if they were meeting in peaceful circumstances. "You look lonely." The observation hit Boo like a physical blow. His antenna drooped. "Boo has lots of friends now. See?" He gestured at the crowd. "Do you, though?" Goku sat down cross-legged on the ground, looking up at the pink demon. "Real friends are people who choose to be with you. People who want to make you happy because they care about you, not because they have to boo. Boo doesn't understand." "I know. That's not your fault." Goku's voice was gentle. "You're really powerful. Boo may be the strongest person I've ever fought, but strength alone doesn't make you happy, does it?" For the first time, Majin Boo looked vulnerable. Boo thought winning would feel good. Thought Boo would be happy. But Boo is. Lonely Goku finished. "You're lonely because you destroyed the only people who could have been your real friends." Tears began to roll down Boo's face, actual tears. Something no one had ever seen from him before. Boo made mistake. Big mistake. "Can't fix." "Maybe you can," Gohan interjected, stepping forward. "You brought all these people back. That shows you have good inside you. The Supreme Kai's power, you could use it for more than just control." Boo looked at Gohan, then at the other Z fighters. You want to help Boo? But Boo killed you, destroyed your world. "Yeah, you did," Krillin admitted. "And I'm not gonna lie, part of me wants to blast you into next week, but I'm tired of fighting." We're all tired. Maybe it's time to try something different. Part 10. Separation. The solution came from an unexpected source. Vegeta, of all people, suggested it. "Inside you is the Supreme Key's essence," the Saiyan Prince said. "And somewhere in there is probably Fat Boo Tutho, one who is actually capable of kindness. What if we separated you? Pulled apart the different aspects of your being? That might actually work," Piccolo mused. "If we could extract the evil core from the good, we could destroy it while preserving the part of Boo that's capable of change." Boo looked frightened. "Will it hurt? Probably," Vegeta said bluntly. "But do you want to keep living like this? Surrounded by puppets? Pretending they're your friends?" Boo looked at the controlled humans around him. Slowly, he shook his head. "No, Boo wants... Boo wants real friends, even if it hurts." The process took hours. The Supreme Kai, with the combined power of the Z fighters, worked a complex, magical ritual. Boo screamed in agony as his being was literally torn apart, divided into its component essences. When it was over, 3 forms lay on the ground. The evil Boo, pure malice given form. The fat Boo, childlike. An insect and a glowing orb containing the Supreme Kai's stolen power. "Nah!" Goku shouted, and together with Vegeta, they obliterated the evil Boo with a combined energy blast that lit up the sky. Epilogue. A new beginning. Months passed. The world slowly recovered, with the Supreme Kai's power restored and returned to its rightful owner. The false resurrection was undone this time with Porunga's help. The victims were brought back properly, their wills their own. Fat Boo, the remnant of Majin Boo that carried only his capacity for good, became an unexpected protector of Earth. He still had his tremendous power, but now he used it to help rebuild what he destroyed. He was often seen with Hercule, who had also been restored to life, the two of them working at a shelter for those displaced by the conflict. "You're doing good work," Boo Hercule said one day, as they helped construct new housing for refugees. Boo smiled a real smile this time. Boo has real friend now. Hercule, best friend. "Damn right I am," Hercule laughed, slapping Boo on the back. Goku watched from a distance, standing with Vegeta on a nearby hill. "Think he'll be okay?" "The fat idiot. He'll be fine," Vegeta said, though his voice lacked its usual edge. "He's found what he was looking for, purpose beyond destruction." "What about you?" Goku asked. "You doing okay?" Vegeta was quiet for a long moment. "We died, Kakarot. We lost. For the first time, we faced an enemy, and truly failed. That's not something I'm accustomed to. But we got another chance. That's gotta count for something. Perhaps..." Vegeta turned to leave, then paused. K-A-K-A-R-O-T. In that moment when we were defeated, when I thought it was truly over, I realized something. Winning isn't everything. What matters is what you fight for, not just whether you win or lose. Goku grinned. "Vegeta, that's almost wise." "Shut up!" Vegeta snapped. But there was no real anger in it. He flew off, leaving Goku alone with his thoughts. The Saiyan raised his eyes to the sky, thinking about all that had happened. They had won by losing. They had saved the world by understanding their enemy rather than simply defeating him. Sometimes, he thought, the greatest victories came from the strangest places. In the distance, Boo's laughter echoed no longer the sound of destruction, but a genuine joy, and Earth, scarred but healing, turned on in its orbit, carrying its protectors and reformed demon alike toward an uncertain but hopeful future.